I just built this AI system that takes your videos and posts them on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, and all other available social media platforms. It's all no code, AI powered, and super simple. If you can drag and drop, you're good to go. No tech skills required. Anyone can do this in minutes, even if you're a beginner. Especially when you use my template provided in the description box below. But it doesn't stop there. It also writes custom captions for each platform so the content feels native. You can set the schedule however you want. Once a day, every hour, or just when you have new content. It's fully flexible. In my previous tutorials, I showed how to create viral clips using AI. Things like clipping long-form content.
There's people making bank by clipping.
Glass cutting SMR videos. Or other AI-generated content.
Why can't you give me something soft, like I'm at the beach chilling?
Now it's time to take those clips and actually get them seen. This system publishes them across all platforms automatically, using just one API. That means it's simple to set up, easy to manage, and it works the same way everywhere. And here's how it works. Once our automation gets triggered, it first looks up in the Google Sheets document which content is unpublished. In this case, the next unpublished content is this banana glasses mirror video. Besides that, here's also a topic banana. Once our automation grabbed the content from our Google Sheets document that needs to get published, it gives this information to our captions agent. This agent is easily to customize, like you can see here. It's basically a prompt. So it says you're an expert social media copywriter. Write a high-performing captions for the topic. Then it gets this topic, banana. The video features ultra-realistic AI-generated SMR content where glass objects are being sliced with a knife. So it gives also some context for this agent. Plus it gives all the information that are needed to create the captions. For example, the maximum amount of characters. It's for each platform, it's different. It has also platform-relevant information like use line breaks or emojis. Or up to 10 hashtags at the end. Or something like top keywords in the first 30 characters. So the agents know exactly how to create the perfect captions for each platform. And the best part is, if you don't like any of these rules, you can adjust it to your needs. And at the end, we tell the agent how to give us the output. So we can continue using it in our automation. Now let's see it in action. What you will see is that after it got posted to all platforms, that this will become true. Now you see it grabbed the information. Now it's crafting the captions for all platforms. And once the captions are created for all platforms, it will start to post it on all social media platforms. Once it's finished in all platforms, it will change the status to posted. So next time we are running this automation, it will take the next line that is not posted yet. Let's see it directly in action. I let the automation run again. And like you can see, now also our cupcake video was posted on all social media platforms. When I reload the page now, you will see that all new videos are posted. Each one with the perfect captions for the right platform. Like you can see here. And it also got posted here. And also here. And the crazy part is I created extra new accounts that are not optimized at all, have nothing posted yet, and they still got views and even likes, like you can see. So you can imagine how powerful this automation is once you let it run for a while. Alright, let's get started. In this step-by-step tutorial, I will show you exactly how to build this whole automation from scratch, even if you're a complete beginner. I will also show you how to set up an n8n account and how to set up this whole automation if you're using the template that is provided in the description box below. So you don't have to build this whole automation from scratch. And as a bonus, I will show you how to set up this whole automation so it becomes a sub workflow, which you can easily use in any existing workflow you have right now by selecting execute sub workflow and selecting this social auto-publish sub-workflow. Then you need to just provide the topic and video URL and you're good to go. And you can use it in any automation you have already. Alright, we start by setting up an n8n account. For that, open this URL you can find in the Google Docs and click Get Started. Fill out here your information and start your free trial. Once you signed up successfully, you should see this dashboard. Here you click Create Workflow. The first thing we want to build out is to get the ideas from the Google Sheets document and to generate the captions. The first step that we add to our automation is the trigger that starts the whole automation. In this case, we select on schedule so it can run every day. The trigger rules are pretty simple to set up since they are in natural language. For example, trigger interval is in days between triggers, 1 day, so this automation runs every day. Then we go back to Canvas. The next thing we have to do is to get the video that we want to publish from our Google Sheets document. For that, we click the plus icon and search for Google Sheets and select Google Sheets. And then we select here Get Rows. The first thing we have to do is to connect our Google account with n8n so n8n can access our Google Sheets document. For that, we click Create New Credential and click Sign in with Google. Just select your account. When everything worked, you should see Account Connected. That's it. Resource and operation we can leave as it is, and under Document we select By URL. Now let's go back to our Google Docs instructions and open the Google Sheets template here. So you can use this Google Sheets document. You click here File and click Make a Copy. This way the Google Sheets document is now in your account also, and you can simply copy this URL and paste it here. For the sheet, you select from list and choose here topics. Since we want only to publish videos that are not published yet, we need to filter for the status finished and posted false. For that, we go back to n8n and click here Add Filter. Under column, we select status and type in finished. We also want to make sure that this content isn't published yet, so we add a second filter and select here posted and the value is false. And the last thing we have to do is under options, select add option and select return only first matching row. We do that because we want only to publish one video at a time. Now when I click execute step, we see our automation grabbed now the row number 7 because it's the next row that is unpublished and has a finished video. Let's quickly rename this node to get content and go back to Canvas and click save. The next thing we want to add is our captions agent. For that, we click the plus icon and look for OpenAI and select this one. Under actions, we select message a model. Here also the first thing we have to do is to add our credentials. For that, we click create new credential and now we need to provide an API key. The API key you can find under platform.openai.com. If you don't have an account yet, click sign up, otherwise log in. Once you're logged in, you click here the settings icon and under API keys, you can create a new API key by clicking this button. Give it a name, n8n, and select any project and click create secret and just copy and paste it here and click save. If everything worked fine, you should see connection tested successfully. One important thing is make sure that you add some credits to your account by clicking billing and then add $5 or $10. Otherwise, this API won't work. Then we can close it here. Resource and operation, we can leave it as it is. And under model, we select for O. Next, we have to provide the prompt. For that, we click first expression and click this little icon here. Then we head over to our Google Docs document and copy and paste this whole instructions here under expression. Here's already the variable correctly set up. So at the end, the agent receives you're an expert social media copywriter, write a high performing caption for watermelon, because we're currently processing the watermelon topic. Also, when you don't like any of these rules, you can simply delete them and add new ones. Once we finished here, we click this X icon, scroll down here and click output content as JSON. Now we can click execute step. When we look now here on the right side, we see the output from this step. We can also click as schema. What you can see here is now the output from ChatGPT for the different captions for the different platforms. Let's rename this node real quick to caption agent and go back to Canvas. Next thing is we want to publish now our content. For that we're using a service called Blotato. You can find the URL in the Google Docs document. We're using this service instead of the direct APIs because it's much easier this way and we can save a lot of steps. If you don't have an account yet, click try for free or log in. Once you're logged in, go to settings, and here's the best part about Blotato. To connect our n8n with the different social media platforms, we simply click here log in with Twitter and then simply follow the step. It's really that simple. Now we are ready to configure our n8n so we can set up all account IDs and API keys so we don't have to do it here manually anymore. For that we click here the plus icon and type in edit fields and select this node. Under mode select JSON, then go to our Google Docs document and copy the snippet that you can find on the account IDs and paste it here. We need now to replace the API key and the account IDs with the actual ones. For that we go back to Blotato, scroll down here and click copy API key. Then we go back to n8n and simply paste the API key here. Next we need the account IDs for the different social media platforms. For that we go again back to Blotato and simply copy the account IDs here. Once you're finished, you can click execute step. This enables us to use the variables throughout our automation. Last thing is we rename this node and click go back to Canvas. Before we can use the Blotato service, we need to upload the video to Blotato. For that we click the plus icon here and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. Then we click import curl. We go again back to our Google Docs document and copy upload video to Blotato. And go back here and paste it here and click import. Under API key for value, select expression, delete everything what is here, and drag and drop the API key from here. This way, when a request is sent to the server, this API key will be used. We scroll down here. We do also the same for URL. You click expression here, delete this here, and select under get content the video URL here. And then we click execute step. When everything worked fine, you should receive an URL here. What it basically is, it's the same video but uploaded to Blotato. It's just a requirement from the service. Let's rename the node real quick and go back to Canvas. And click save. Amazing. We're now ready to publish our content on all social media platforms. We already got our video and generated the captions. We configured Blotato. And the last thing is now to publish it. We start with Instagram. For that we click here the plus icon and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. We go now to our Google Docs document again and copy the snippet under post to Instagram. Click import curl and paste it here and click import. Under API key for value, select expression, delete this here, and under the accounts IDs node, select the API key and drag and drop it here. Then scroll down here and under JSON, click expression and click this little icon here. Here we need to replace our Instagram account ID with the actual one. So we remove this and select under accounts IDs our Instagram ID. Then we also need to provide the captions. For that we remove this here and go to our captions agents and select the Instagram Reels caption. This part is a little tricky. This here is technically not valid JSON, therefore we need to adjust this a little. But this is no problem. We go back to our instructions and copy this little code that fixes our JSON. I go here back and here behind we just edit. And the last thing we have to do is to replace our media URL with the one that we just received from Blotato and the upload to Blotato node. Here we just drag and drop the URL. And this is what the service basically receives from us. it receives the account ID, the platform, the captions, and the content that we want to publish. Let's close this and execute the step. When everything worked fine, you should receive here a check mark. Let's rename this node and go back to Canvas. So basically we set up now Instagram node here. And we will do now the same for the rest of these ones. I will now show you how to do it with YouTube. To do the same with YouTube, we click this little circle here and type in HTTP and select HTTP request. We go again to our Google Docs instructions and copy the post to YouTube snippet and click import curl, paste it here and click import. Under API key, select expression and drag and drop it from here. Then we scroll down, under JSON, select expression, click this little icon here and replace the YouTube account ID with your actual one and also the captions here that you can get under the captions agent, YouTube Shorts, and also here you need to provide the captions. And the last thing you have to provide is the URL from Blotato. For that you just drag and drop it here. Then we close it and click execute step. When everything worked fine, you should see here a check mark. Last thing is we rename this node and go back to Canvas. So basically the steps for the other social media platforms are the same. We will now continue with the merge node and the Google Sheets document. For that, click the plus icon and type in merge, select the merge node, and under mode, select choose branch, and then you type in the number of inputs. In this case, we have only 2, but if you set up all social media platforms, you select 9. Output type and output you leave as it is, and go back to Canvas. Now we also connect our other node to this merge node. This ensures that our automation continues only once all the steps are finished. Last but not least, we want to update our Google Sheets document so we know when everything is posted. For that we type in here Sheets and select Update Row and Sheet. Under Document, select by URL, then copy the URL here. Under Sheet, select the sheets here. Under Column to Match, we select Topic, and now we need an input here. To get it here, we need to click Execute Step. Now we can select from our inputs here on the left. In this case, I go to Get Content and drag and drop this topic here. We don't need to update the status. We also don't need to update the video. We just need to update the posted and set it to true. Now when I click Execute Step here, this should become true. And like you can see, it got updated. Let's go back to Canvas and click Save. Amazing, you just built the whole automation from scratch. But I will show you now a much faster way to build this whole automation. For that, go to your n8n dashboard and click Create Workflow. Next, go to the Community tab and download the workflow. Once downloaded, you go back to n8n and click here the 3 dots and click Import from File. Here you select this template and you're good to go. The only thing what you have to adjust now is in the Google Docs document, the correct Google Sheets document that you copied to your workspace, and here the OpenAI credentials. And the last step is to adjust the API key and the accounts IDs here. Once you have it, you can already use it like I showed you. What you also can find in the Community tab is the auto-publish subflow. Once you download it, you can also import it and click Create Workflow, Import from File, and Save. Let's rename it to Auto-Publish Subflow. So once you have this workflow in your n8n dashboard, when you create now a new workflow, you can easily select the sub workflow by selecting here Execute Sub Workflow, select it, and you just need to provide the topic and video URL, and the rest will work like showcased. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and join the community. See you in the next one.